We were huge long shots. And if you're not gonna help long shots succeed, all you're gonna get is the status quo.
The aspects of this lowest common denominator brings me to a project that I was doing. And I got an email from a person called Ben during the pandemic saying, I need to talk to you about a particular project. A friend of mine, Stefan Stagmeister, gave me your name. He said, and I quote, do you know any black designers? And Stefan said, I know one, which is kind of, I need to talk to Stefan. And so I found out this, I said, okay, sure, we'll set up a call. And he gave me some more information. His name is Ben Cohen. And I was like, okay, Ben Cohen. And the project's about cannabis, Ben Cohen, cannabis, looking up. I'm like, holy bollocks. It's Ben Cohen from Ben & Jerry's. And Ben wanted to do something. He always does something serious. He's such a lovely man. He is an advocate for social justice, the aspects of progressiveness, and in the United States, utilizing, I would say, mechanisms like Ben & Jerry's, who now he's retired from that, to do a lot more for community or the public eye. And he said this: we don't want to freely be using cannabis, right? And when we say we mean the white population, when people disproportionately black are locked up for doing the same thing. And you're probably wondering, what does that mean from a UK standpoint? Well, if anybody knows American laws, they have state law, federal laws, state laws, and other laws in regards to towns, cities and towns. But this was a massive ruling. And this gentleman that's smiling with bad teeth is Governor Rockefeller. Way back in time, he brought in these laws called the Rockefeller laws that focus their attention on drugs. Any type of possession of drugs, you're going to prison. Minimum was like 5 to 10. Right? Now, what community is going to be affected by that the most? Right? And so we saw, New York saw a lot of black males going to prison, right? From deprived neighborhoods trying to sell just to make ends meet, and this was cannabis orientated more so. Nobody did anything during they got arrested and put in prison. Some of them were still in prison, for other possession, of course, in regards to crack cocaine and the crack epidemics. But cannabis was one thing where, leisurely, a large population, was smoking it whilst these black males were in prison. And so there was a lot of activism that occurred. Now these laws are being dropped. Well, why are they being dropped? That's another story altogether. But I'll just say, cannabis makes money, right? Doesn't really affect everybody. We can sort of convert it into a way that similar to alcohol. Let's make money on this. Rah-rah capitalism. That's really not right. But
I'm Ben.
Jerry.
Ben.
So that's Ben. Very lovely man, Mr. My boys call him Mr. Ice Cream. And he gave us, I think on the when I was presented to him after the first round, he shipped over a large batch of ice cream vouchers, and thus my boys went absolutely ballistic. And so we've learned from Ben, and through the process, we learned from Ben, and Ben learned from us, and that was really, really interesting.
We were huge long shots, and if you're not gonna help long shots succeed, all you're gonna get is the status quo.
And so that is an important factor. he's telling me about his story, how he started Ben & Jerry's. They were, people thought this was going to be impossible. All they wanted to do was enjoy themselves, make great flavors, and, be uplifting to the community that they're providing for, right? Relay the messages that they believed in, and that are appropriate for the aspects of the future, to have a progressive outcome, right? And so we said, our brief was design the visual language, craft it, the visual language, and position that visual language for a new cannabis product that is 100% organic, because you can't really say that, for everyone, but it's provided by black franchises, only black franchises. I want black designers to work on this job. I want black artists to work on this job. It was just like, wow, we have to, giddy up in regards to making this work correctly. And so the proceeds, 100% of the proceeds goes to the de-incarceration of black males in prisons for cannabis. And this is right across the board.